everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Okay, I'm here to do a story time on how I got shot 3 days before my birthday in 2024. Okay, I'm gonna start out with really the whole week before my birthday week. I think my birthday at that time was like on a Saturday. If I'm not mistaken, it was on a Saturday. 2024, yeah. But that whole week, I'm just feeling off. But I'm like, bro, I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna, you know. The whole week, I was feeling off. Okay, I got shot August 20th. Yeah, August 20th. That was, my birthday was Saturday. That was like a Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't know. Okay, so this particular day, I was at work all day. I worked from 7 to 3. I was at work all day. You know, I think, yeah, it was a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday. Now that I think about it, it was a Wednesday because me and my people had planned to go out that Thursday because I was gonna be out of town that weekend of my birthday. So yeah, so I'm from Jackson, so it be a lot of beef and stuff going on. 2 different towns was beefing. 2 different hoods was beefing, I'ma say. And one of the people from one of the hoods that was beefing was in our neighborhood, which is Georgetown, Jackson, Mississippi. So he was cool. He was like, you know, everybody fuck with him. He was in our neighborhood at the time or whatever. So this particular day we was chilling. I got out work at like 3. Came over here, we was chilling all day or whatever. But I kept saying, it was like 8, 9. I kept saying, I'm finna go home or whatever, because we planning on going out the next day. So I was like, y'all, I'm finna go home. But somebody end up cooking some tacos. We go around the corner, get some tacos, we eat, we come back. Imagine we drink and take a couple shots or whatever. So we get the chit chatting and stuff or whatever. So we out here just chilling or whatever. So at this time, it's me, my auntie, a couple of my homegirls. Mind you, the boy, I'ma call him T. He chilling with us, but mind you, he beefing with another hood. He from another hood too, but he was in our hood at this time. I'ma say that. So we all chilling or whatever, and taking shots or whatever. So it was a car. It came down the street. Okay, it's a 4-way stop right here. So it's a 4-way stop. The car coming this way, but our street like this way. So we sitting at the corner. My dad's house on the corner. So we sitting on the corner or whatever. So the first red flag was, honestly, I should have won my first mind and went home, like I said. So the car come. There was a red flag. The car come, and they almost hit the stop sign. You know, so everybody get on that piece of security. My cousin was like, the fuck that car got going on or whatever. So we didn't think too much of it. Shit, it kept going, and then there was another car coming down our street. So really, it was just jam packed. It was traffic or whatever. So I'm gonna say, I wouldn't even say about 10 minutes. It was like 5 minutes. So the car had to hit the block and come back around. So they came back around, and the car ended up coming out the street. My car is parked in front of my dad's house where we all was sitting at or whatever. So the car come back up the street to pass us. So by the time the car get close to my car, I had a 2007 Honda Accord. I'm gonna insert the pictures. My car was shot up in the midst of the shooting. But we wasn't in the car. We was standing outside the car or whatever. So by the time the car get next to my car, my homegirl, she was like, there go that car again. Before she get again out, they shooting that bitch up. So they shooting or whatever. We out, mind you, it's a car, my car right here, my auntie car behind me, but it's like a little space in between both of our cars. We were sitting in chairs like in a circle. So when they start shooting, I instantly jump over the chair. I jump over the chair and hit the ground or whatever. Mind you, it's me. My baby was outside too, y'all. I ain't say that, but my baby, she ended up getting hit too. Okay, but we gonna get back. She got hit too, but we gonna get to that at the end. Okay, so they shooting a switch now, getting off. I ain't gonna lie, but the boy that they was shooting at, T, which is T, he was sitting in a chair. They not shooting. They not shooting at us. Okay, so we just got caught in the middle of the crossfire with him. So he's sitting in the chair. They trying to shoot. They shooting at him, but not everybody got hit except him. So he I jumped. I hit the floor. I hit the ground. I jumped over the chair. I didn't even know I was shot. I didn't feel nothing or whatever. So I get up.
Ain't that some bullshit? Everybody but him, even the baby. This is why black on black violence is way out of control. Everybody got hit but the person they was actually shooting at. You niggas ain't worth a damn. Y'all ain't worth nothing. Y'all out here doing nothing for nothing with nothing. Ready to kill any and everything. And the whole time, you miss your whole entire target.
I get up, but I couldn't put my leg. I got shot in the leg. I couldn't put my leg on the ground. When I put my leg on the ground, I wasn't in pain, but I just felt pressure. So I looked down at my leg. I'm gushing out blood out my leg. So I instantly just panic. I'm like, bro, I'm shot, I'm hit, or whatever. So by this time, my dad's girlfriend, she had ended up taking my baby in the house. So before I go to the hospital, my people, he got shot. My auntie, she got shot in her leg as well. And I'm gonna get to that. But I go in the house, I check on my baby before I go to the hospital. So I check on her. I didn't even know she was shot at the time. Y'all didn't know she was shot until I got to the hospital. So I go check on my baby. She good. It's like she crying. You wouldn't even know that she was shot because she wasn't crying. She was crying in a way that she was scared. She wasn't crying in a way that she was shot. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. So I go check on her. By the time my people pull up with the truck to load all us in the truck and take us to the hospital. So I get to the hospital or whatever. I get to the hospital, y'all. It was a crazy scene. It's not because a shooting had just happened in another neighborhood. So we get to the hospital. The nurses was going crazy. They didn't know. It was like, mind you, it's like 5 of us that got shot this same night. And mind you, they was just dealing with other people that got shot in another neighborhood. So they were dealing with people that got shot in the neighborhood. So we come in or whatever. Mind you, my auntie, she's screaming because she in pain. Like, she got shot in her leg and it broke her whole thigh bone, shattered into some pieces. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Luckily, my bullet went through. I was down for about a week or two. But we get to the hospital, y'all. The nurses mind you, the hospital, UMC to be exact. The highway is filled with beds. Like, they got so many people in there. So we get to the hospital with my homegirl. She come out, she rolling us wheelchairs because she had to help the nurses because it was so much going on, bro. It was just so much going on. So I get back to the back or whatever. Mind you, I'm still functioning. Like, at this time, I'm starting to feel the pain. Like, my adrenaline rushing, but I'm starting to feel the pain. I'm steady gushing out blood. The man asked me my name. Asking me all the questions or whatever. I'm able to respond to him, but I'm like, sir, I'm getting lightheaded. Can you please like wrap my leg up? I'm about to pass out. So by this time they rushed me to the back or whatever, and I'm on the bed. They cut all my clothes off. They cut my wig off. They cut everything off of me, my drawers, everything, baby. I'm in there ass coochie hair. So I'm in there just so fucking sad. Like, I'm just mad. Like, I'm like, bro, my birthday in 3 days. I ain't know what to do. So they cut all my stuff out. They give me an x-ray on my leg. They wrap my leg up. They flush it out and stuff first, and they wrap my leg up or whatever. So by this time they got me together. Mind you, my auntie, she took everything worse. Like, she got hurt the worst in this situation or whatever. So at this time, I ain't think about none of this. I'm steady asking them, can y'all please let me know what's wrong with my auntie? By this time, I didn't know my baby was shot. So I finally get in a recovery room or whatever. They come in there, they was like, you got a 3-year-old. At this time, my baby was 3, she 5 now, or whatever. So they was like, you got a 3-year-old? I was like, yes. They was like, she was grazed. So they was like, you got a 3-year-old? I got a 5-year-old daughter. She was 3 at the time. So they was like, you got a 3-year-old? I was like, yes, what's wrong? Or whatever. And she was like, she was grazed. I instantly bust out crying. At this moment, I'm not knowing where she was shot at. They just telling me that they say grazed, but my baby was shot. So I instantly bust out crying, y'all. I'm crying, bawling my eyes. I'm like, y'all, can y'all please take me to my daughter? Please take me to her. Mind you, at UMC, they got a children's side and they got a adult side. So I'm on the adult side, she on the children's side. So I'm like, y'all, can y'all please just take me to my daughter or whatever? So they was like, calm down, she's okay. But I was not trying to hear that. y'all. I was not trying to hear that. So by this time, when I first got there, they wouldn't let nobody in. So they wouldn't let nobody in or whatever because of what just happened or whatever. They didn't want nothing to transpire or whatever. So by this time, my mama ended up coming in my room or whatever. Because the first person I called when I was shot, y'all, right immediately after it happened, I called my mama. I was like, Mom, I'm shot. Come to the hospital. All I could hear is her screaming in the phone, crying in the phone. So I hang up on her. I called my daddy. He didn't answer. I called him 2 times. He didn't answer, whatever. So after that, I called my boyfriend. He was not answering, y'all. He got sleep apnea. Sorry, baby, you see this. I ain't trying to tell you beat it, but y'all, he sleep hard. So I called him about 4 or 5 times. He didn't answer. He didn't know I was shot until like the next morning, like 4 o'clock, when it's time for him to get up and go to work or whatever. So okay, back to my daughter or whatever. So by this time or whatever, they wrapped me up. They flushed my bullet wound out or whatever. My bullet, it went in through the top of my knee and came out the inside of my thigh or whatever. So by this time, they flushed me out. They wrapped me up. They give me meds. By this time, I told you by the time I got to the hospital, I was in excruciating pain. So I'm feeling everything, y'all. So they couldn't stitch me up or nothing like that because my leg could have got infected. I could have lost my leg or whatever. So I just had to, let it heal on its own. So by this time, they wrap me up. They get me done. They discharge me. They take me to the side with my baby. When I get over there, it's my daddy, and my baby daddy, or whatever. So my baby dad, mind you, I'm still in a wheelchair because I cannot walk. So my mama and my daddy, he rolling me into the room. So him and my baby dad, they come out at the same time or whatever. And my baby dad was like, when you get in this room, do not cry. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna cry. But in the midst, I already know I'm finna start bawling as soon as I see my baby like that. So yeah, I get in the room and my baby just laying there, y'all. She got shot in her foot. It came through the side of her foot and went out the bottom of her foot. I wish I had at that time I had another phone and it broke in the midst of the shooting, so I cannot even insert the pictures. I probably got some of this phone. I'm gonna have to go look, but I cannot insert the pictures because I had a whole other phone at the time. But y'all, I get in there, I start crying. Y'all, what was sitting on my heart, y'all, my baby, she's so strong. She was 3 years old, bro. And y'all, they rolled me in there to her. She was laying on the bed. She was cool. I guess they had gave her some meds and stuff by then. Y'all, they rolled me beside her. Y'all, she said, I ain't trying to cry. Y'all, my baby said, she was like, Mommy, you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And she was like, I'm okay too. Y'all, when I say I just started crying. Cause like you so strong at 3 years old, bro, like, or whatever. Yeah, this shit broke my heart. Like to this day I still feel guilty. Like I would have rather it just be me and not her. But it wasn't my fault. You know, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. So by this time they come, I'm still in the room with my baby or whatever. And they come or whatever to, you know, they just had to stitch her wound up. At the bottom of her foot, they had to stitch it up or whatever, in the side. So, they come in there to stitch her up and stuff, whatever. They give her some, I think they gave her fentanyl through her nose, something like that, or whatever. Not to cheat on the street. But, yeah, they, get her there or whatever. They stitch her up, and at this time she just bawling, screaming. I couldn't even take. I told them to take me out the room. Take me out. I can't do this. And I just was so sad, bro. I'm like, bro, my baby shot. I'm shot. This just bad timing, like. But I thank God that we all still here. No one passed away. But the boy that they was shooting at, he ended up passing, I'm gonna say like a couple months or so afterwards. Rest in peace to him. But it ain't had nothing to do with that situation. It was a whole nother situation too. But rest in peace to that boy. So by this time they get my baby together or whatever. And shoot, we go home, and when I get home, I'll just sit, it dawned on me like, dang, bro, we really just went through this situation or whatever. And then I'm in recovery. My mama, she stayed home. I love my mama. She took off for a week. She took care of my baby for like a week or whatever. But after that, it was me and her. Like, I'm at home by myself with my baby. I'm shy. I can barely walk. I only got one leg. They gave me crutches, but I couldn't. I had to hop on one leg. So mind you, I'm taking care of me and my daughter. Like, it was, I would say the recovery process was the worst part. Like, the recovery process was the worst part. So, yeah, y'all. That was a traumatic situation for me, and it took me a long time to mentally heal from that. Like, it sometimes still mess with me a little bit, like, but I'm just grateful that I'm still here. I'm grateful that my daughter's still here, my auntie, and everybody that was in the situation.
What to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me on Twitch, because we keep it live every day on Twitch, and they see all the great content that we pushing out on time, every time, and they see it across all the channels too, because they support me across all channels, which y'all should start doing. And I told y'all we be having like little side conversations, stuff that don't really get put on in the videos. I get extra toxic, especially on Friday nights, because y'all might see the live recording on YouTube on Friday nights or something like that. But then I take it down because then I gotta edit it. But yeah, that's the only time y'all will see the unedited, unfiltered part of Everyday PJ. So unless you come to Twitch, and again, sometimes if you follow me on Twitch, there may be videos that just won't make it onto the channel now, because we gotta filter out all the nonsense. So there are videos that get cut because maybe there's too much of something in that video that I can't show. So anyway, just follow me on Twitch, Everyday PJ. All right. So yeah, here's the question, man. Is the dude who they was shooting at, I hope he spent the block. Then she was like, he died, and it was to a totally different situation. I hope he died from natural causes, because if he died from anything other than a shooting, it may have been a different situation, but he was still on some BS to putting everybody's life in danger. And I do not understand why they put people's lives in danger. And then why these goons, these so-called YNs, would go and and would shoot a toddler. You know, you don't get any credibility for shooting a toddler. Now, mind you, when you go into prison, uh, you might get some respect because you put down that work because you did what you had to do. But we think in the free world, we be like, nah, when he get locked up, I got somebody who gonna handle it. I got somebody. No, you don't. When they in prison, the politics is totally different. If that boy that they was shooting at did some faulty stuff and they came back to serve somebody and somebody got murked in the process of doing it, it's a cold game. But that's what it is. That's why you can look up right now and look up Nipsey Hussle's murderer still alive in California State Penitentiary. Nobody loved Nipsey that much like that where they would kill that dude in prison. Nope. All them neighborhood gang members, they ain't tripping. They know it's all about the you ain't a 60 till you kill one looking ass. But that ain't my business to spread. I'm just saying. It's just how it is. This is a terrible situation. I'm glad this woman made it out safe. Unfortunately, the auntie was hurt very bad. I'm pretty sure the auntie wanted to put belt to ass to her cousin or the boy, whoever he was. But when you got beef with people like this, you got to stay away from family and friends. I remember when I was having beef one time, and then I told this story before. I had beef with somebody. Somebody pulled a strap on me, and I had to go back and get them. But unfortunately, I missed. I missed him. But that's the reason why you keep family and friends from around you. Because when you got family and friends around you, anybody can get it. And that's what happens. You know, it wasn't that my aim was off. I just didn't know who I didn't know. I knew somebody was about to get it. I just didn't know who was in there. And but you definitely gotta stay. You definitely gotta stay away from friends and family, and you gotta keep your girlfriend away from you while you in the midst of a beef. Cause if they coming after you, you better believe they coming for you in any capacity. And I'm gonna get you too, or I'm gonna get somebody. What Denzel Washington? I'm leaving with something, and that's the nature of the streets. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what it is, and it's ignorant. And I ain't saying what I did was smart. I'm just saying niggas is in their streets, and that's what's wrong with the community. We all in these streets. So yeah, I'm being a hypocrite, but I can live to be one. That other kid, he can't. It's the fact of it. Now, can I go talk to other people and tell them about this? Yeah, I could tell them like, man, it ain't worth it because I got friends. I got friends that missed every fun activity from the age of 20 to 40. Can you imagine not being able to hang out between the ages of 20 and 40? I got a friend. I don't even know if he's out yet, but his mom say that he really want to stay low key by himself. He don't really want to deal with his old friends from back in the day, and I'm fine with that too. But he missed a long time. Like at least since we was like 21 years old. to 41. I'm 41, bro. I ain't seen that man since I was 21 years old. You know what I mean? I got another friend. He was doing 30. He broke out of prison and got an extra 5 on top of his life sentence. We won't see him. He gonna die, and they gonna keep him another 5 years. They gonna be like, well, you commuted to your next sentence. You got 5 more years, and then we'll free you. You'll never be free. When you tell them stories like that, you be like, oh, you on spring break? Oh, you want to take your gun to spring break? Well, let me tell you about my friend who missed the last 20 spring breaks. Okay? Okay. I hope you like men. Hey, you gonna get it one way or another. You gonna get it one way or another. I mean, let's be real. Some of you niggas don't even gotta go to jail to get turned out. Imagine going to jail. Okay.